our employees are future entrepreneurs. They're future, you ask in 3, 5, 7 years, I hope that, 10 people that are working at Masterborn are running their own company, are running their own team, whether as a CTO or a CEO or operations person, whatever it is. I want to create the next generation of startup founders and leaders in Poland. Brant, it's so good to see you. Great to sit down with you today.
Great to see you, Gray.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Poland. It's so nice of you to come visit us, and it's been a pleasure to work with you at Masterborn for the last several months.
Yeah, this is my first visit to Poland. I'm super excited to be here. It's been great so far.
Yeah, great.
In the last 3 years, Masterborn has grown from 20 people to over 100 people. Yeah. You've had 7,500 people apply in the last year. You've hired just over 25, I think 28 to be exact.
Yeah.
Talk about the talent pipeline. Talk about what would you say to a client considering working with you about how Masterborn finds the best talent and how you've been able to attract such interest in working at Masterborn?
Yeah, absolutely. We take a lot of pride in being selective of who we work with, not for the sake of being exclusive, but we think it's really important. We've been very fortunate to attract an incredibly wide, whether it's every role that we are recruiting for, whether it's for admin or HR, design, development, product. We've been able to attract a really broad and deep pool of talent. Like you said, 7,500 people applied, and we hired just almost 30. So it's if you do the math, it's a very small ratio, and we're really looking for talented people who are motivated, that fit and want to work in our way. Similar to how we choose clients, we're pretty choosy, and we're looking for something pretty specific. When we're choosing talent, like it's really important that they match our values and that they are willing to, growth, acceptance, efficiency, and clarity. We take these very seriously, and this is really woven into the fabric of our recruiting process.
So as you think out 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, whatever we want to call a long-term goal, what do you want to be true in that time about Masterborn?
I know the word authenticity is used a lot, and maybe it's overused, but I want the employees that are here now, or that we hire in the next year, that move on. I want them to kind of remember their time at Masterborn as a place that supported them in their own personal growth. I want them to be proud of the work that we did, of the value that we created for our clients. And I want them to take that with them, whether it's into their personal lives or into their next job, and just have a little bit of that, spirit of Masterborn, the growth, and have that, be injected into their next opportunity.
So you have a team that their sole focus is on how to advertise Masterborn, not to clients necessarily. Yeah. That's part of it, obviously, but how to advertise Masterborn to the world of talent, the people that you want to recruit, the people that you want as colleagues in the business.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the importance of that team and the work that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Masterborn's a little bit unique in that our marketing is very much internally focused. Like our marketing is aimed at attracting the top talent in Poland, whether it's in Wrocław or Szczecin or Kielce or even remotely in different cities throughout Poland. To me, the essence of employer branding is communicating this value proposition that we have for our employees to people that might want to work with us. And I think through clear communication, that there is a self-selective effect, and it talks about we talked about this huge talent pool that we've been fortunate to have lots of people be interested in working at it. But I think that the team that we have, that is their mission is to tell the story of Masterborn to future employees, and that's really the lifeblood of our company is our talent pipeline. And I think that their function is really important, whether it's through social media or through events in person, telling the story of Masterborn and presenting an image to the world that's authentic and that is attractive to future employees, and that it's clear, that clearly says the message of growth, and that this is the best place in the world to grow your career. Our employees are future entrepreneurs. They're future, you ask in 3, 5, 7 years, I hope that 10 people that are working at Masterborn are running their own company, are running their own team, whether as a CTO or a CEO or operations person, whatever it is. I want to create the next generation of startup founders and leaders in Poland. And so that growth mindset, I think that what I've learned in my career is when you hire people with a growth mindset, they may not look today, or they definitely won't look today how they look in 5 or 10 years. And so it's really about like planting and cultivating that seed and finding people with this, insatiable appetite for growth. And the sky's the limit. There's no telling what the team members of Masterborn who are, in the beginning of their career, in their early 20s, early 30s, there's no telling where they'll end up. And that's exciting for me. And I take a lot of pride and responsibility in cultivating and supplementing their own instincts for personal growth.
So growth is a core value.
Yeah.
And people might hear that word and have several interpretations of what that means.
Yeah.
For you, I know it's really tied to your belief in personal growth.
Yeah.
And how can you talk about how that works in the company and the way that you invest in the team?
Yeah, growth is usually the value that we say first. I mean, growth is it's a diverse word. I like that this word can mean many different things. It implies, the purpose of a business is typically to grow. That's definitely one aspect of it. But really, as you said, the aspect that inspired growth as a value for Masterborn is it's very personal for me. Personal growth is at the core of, the purpose for me that orients my life. And I think that bringing this into the company is incredibly important. And our value proposition to employees is that Masterborn is the best place to grow your career. And we believe that growth, it's multidimensional. It applies to the skills that you have to do your work every day. And I think that the personal side of growth, and for every employee is on some kind of personal journey. And we find that emphasizing personal growth of our employees at Masterborn is a way to make sure that their talents can be fully utilized. Sometimes if there's a personal issue or there's something with a person, I have the same thing for myself. Like you can often be blocked or sub-optimized if there's something you're working on personally. And so we take it really seriously, like communication, self-awareness, all of these ideas. Even one of our values is acceptance, and this is a pretty big concept. I would say advanced. I think I don't even really understand what this topic means yet. I'm learning, peeling back the layers of the onion. But the idea of growth and acceptance as being two of our values, I think they really go together. And it means that we want you to come out of Masterborn as an employee with, hopefully the best professional experience of your life. And we want the alumni of Masterborn, the people that we've worked with, to go on and, bring that spirit and value to their next jobs and to the other people. Because at the end of the day, it's about relationships.